Hey everyone, it's Steph and I'm here to deliver you your movement of the week, which is a good old traditional plank pose. So there are a ton of plank variations that you're going to see in our classes this week, but just in general, it's a very traditional pose. It's the base of many different movements and there's a lot of benefits to it. So first of all, there's a debate about, whether doing a plank on the elbows or on the hands is more challenging. And my personal opinion is that it just depends on what you're going for and also what joints are you taking care of. So if you're doing a traditional plank on the hands, so you're here, you're putting a lot more strain on the wrists and your fingers and joints there. So if that's the case, then you're probably going to want to come down onto the forearms to do your plank. The plank on the hands is said to activate more of the arm muscles, triceps, shoulders, and then bringing it down lower is getting a little bit more core activation. But wherever you are at, you just want to make sure that you're taking care of your shoulders, that you're engaging the core so you're not dropping through the hips, and that you're engaging the entire body. So I think a lot of times we tend to think that plank is just for, either core strength or shoulders and upper body. But you also want to engage your legs and your inner thighs and just make it really a total body move. So, a couple things to look out for. When you're doing a plank on those hands, you really want to think about being strong and drawing the shoulders back so that we're not rounding the upper back and also that we're not dumping into the shoulders. So finding that in between position for the shoulders so they're not rounding up and they're also not dumping into them. So I'll kind of show you what that looks like from here. If I'm pressing away too much, or maybe I'm kind of slumping into the shoulders. So lifting up through the front spine, through the core, and firmly engaging through the hands, through the fingers, so you're feeling the work all the way up through the inner arms and also in the back body as well. So even when I'm holding that position, whether I'm on my toes or my knees, I want to maintain that core activation. So a lot of times I'll see either hips dumping down or maybe hips up too high. So we want to think about stacking the wrists onto the shoulders. We don't want to go too far, right? Same thing if we're down on the forearms. We want to make sure that the elbows are right under the shoulders so that I'm not here leaning forward or here with my butt up in the air. And I want to maintain the strong activation in the core, so drawing in and up, and then also squeezing the glutes and squeezing the legs and squeezing the arms, so it's just a full body activation. So some variations here. Maybe you come to the knees. So even when I come to the knees, notice I'm at that 45-degree angle. So I'm not up here, I'm engaging the core, and I'm not down here, I'm lifting in and up. 45 degrees, pulling up through the deep core line. Even if I'm down on the forearms here, I could be in my plank on the toes, or I could also lower the knees here, and I'm still engaging the core and keeping the shoulder girdle healthy. So you'll see a lot of different variations in class this week. Another one you could do against the wall, you could do jumping jacks, you could do Supermans. There's just a ton of different variations. So think about those main points though when you are going into plank. Stacking the joints, engaging the entire body, especially the core, keeping the shoulders in a healthy range of motion, and then of course taking it down to the knees or onto the forearms to keep those wrists healthy. So you'll see some different variations pop up. Let us know your favorite variation of plank pose and we will see you at the studio.